Good morning, friends. Welcome to Dinesh Miglani Tutorials. It's our second session of medieval India history, right? In this session, we are going to start with the Delhi Sultanate, right? That's a very important part of this session. In this session, I am going to discuss about two different dynasties. First one is slave dynasty, that is considered to be the first dynasty of the Delhi Sultanate, and second one is Khilji dynasty, right? You may like my Facebook page, that is Dinesh Miglani Tutorials. There you will find all the links to the website or to my videos. My WhatsApp number 09215514435 for any query. You may contact me, right? My email ID legalbuddy@gmail.com. For more updates as well as the regular updates of my videos, you may subscribe my YouTube channel @Dinesh Miglani Tutorials. These sessions are very important for the student who are going for SSC as well as civil services examination for general studies, right? For the GS part, for the paper 1, because in this session I try to cover most part of the history, right? In the number of sessions from ancient to medieval as well as to modern history. I expect from you to share my videos on your Facebook wall as well as with your friends, so that they will also be benefited by this. Let us start with this session, right? Before starting with the session, first of all, there is a need to understand about what we are going to learn in this session, right? First of all, we are going to learn about this period of Delhi Sultanate, right? When we talk about this period of Delhi Sultanate is talking about all the Muslim rulers. That generally talks about the Muslim rulers who ruled over India. It is talking about Muslim rulers who ruled India through Delhi, right? That is basically came into existence after Muhammad Ghori. After Muhammad Ghori captured Delhi after defeating Prithviraj Chauhan, because Prithviraj Chauhan was the last Hindu ruler, and after that Muhammad Ghori captured Delhi, right? And it went to the hands of one of the Ghori general, that is Qutubuddin Aibak, right? After that, slave dynasty started, right? So first of all, we talk about this slave dynasty, right? And all the kings of the slave dynasty one by one. The first king was that is Qutubuddin Aibak. That we will talk about what he has done, major achievement of Qutubuddin Aibak, right? And then after that we talk about Iltutmish. That is Iltutmish. He was the second ruler, right? And then we talk about Razia, right? She is the first woman ruler of Delhi Sultanate, right? After that we talk about Ghiyasuddin Balban, right? He was the last, or we can say he was the greatest king of slave dynasty, right? After that Balban, we talk about this second dynasty, that is basically Khilji dynasty, right? In the Khilji dynasty, we talk about who founded that. That is basically Jalaluddin Firoz Khilji. Jalaluddin Firoz Khilji, right? After that, Alauddin Khilji, a very famous ruler, Alauddin Khilji, right? And similarly, we also talk about the different reforms by Alauddin Khilji, right? As well as the last ruler, that is Qutubuddin Mubarak Shah Khilji. Qutubuddin Mubarak Shah Khilji. So that is all about what we are going to study in this session. Let us start with the session. First of all, we start with the Delhi Sultanate, right? Basically, Delhi Sultanate talks about all the Muslim rulers who ruled in India on Delhi, right? We know that the Battle of Tarains, right? 1119 and 1192, right? First battle and the second battle, right? We know that in the first battle, Prithviraj Chauhan defeated Muhammad Ghori, but in the next year, Muhammad Ghori defeated Prithviraj Chauhan, right? After being defeated by Muhammad Ghori captured Delhi, right? And after capturing the Delhi, when he is living out the country, what he has done, the whole Delhi Sultanate went into the hand of one of the Ghori's general, that is Qutubuddin Aibak, right? He gave all the Sultanate to the Qutubuddin Aibak, who was the general of Muhammad Ghori, right? During the end of the 12th century, he established a series of rulers, and this dynasty was called as a slave dynasty, right? So let us start with the first dynasty, that is the slave dynasty. So that is considered as the first Muslim ruler, or we can say that first dynasty of Delhi Sultanate, right? थोड़ा हिस्ट्री को समझे तो दिल्ली सल्तनत का मतलब है जिसमें मुस्लिम रूलर्स की बात करते हैं जिन्होंने दिल्ली पे रूल किया था। मोहम्मद गोरी जो इंडिया में आए थे, पृथ्वीराज चौहान जो लास्ट हिंदू किंग थे, 1191 और 1192 की टू बैटल्स के अंदर, फर्स्ट बैटल ऑफ टराइन, फर्स्ट वन एंड सेकंड वन, इन दोज बैटल्स, इन द फर्स्ट बैटल मोहम्मद गोरी वाज डिफीटेड, बट द सेकंड बैटल ही डिफीटेड पृथ्वीराज चौहान। और पृथ्वीराज चौहान को डिफीट करने के बाद में मोहम्मद गोरी जब इंडिया से वापस गए तो उन्होंने दिल्ली की सारी पावर अपने एक फेमस, उनके जो सबसे मेन स्लेव थे कुतुबुद्दीन ऐबक, उनके हाथ में दे दी, राइट। तो कुतुबुद्दीन ऐबक ने स्लेव डायनेस्टी को फॉर्म किया। और स्लेव डायनेस्टी क्यों कहा जाता है इसे, उसके पीछे रीजन यही था क्योंकि कुतुबुद्दीन ऐबक वाज द स्लेव ऑफ मोहम्मद गोरी, राइट। तो दैट्स व्हाई ही मेड ए डायनेस्टी इन इट्स ओन नेम, दैट इज बेसिकली टेकन एज स्लेव डायनेस्टी, राइट। So let us start with the slave dynasty. The slave dynasty was basically a dynasty lasted from 1206 to 1290, right? It was the first Muslim dynasty to rule India, right? It was said that Muhammad Ghori did not have a natural hair. Basic reason behind that, Muhammad Ghori did not have any natural hair in India, right? That's why what he has done, he treated his slaves as their own children, right? So that's why after the death of the Ghori, one of the most able slaves, whose name was Kutubuddin Aibak, he was descended the throne, right? So what happened that Muhammad Ghori does not have any natural hair, right? And he treated all his slaves as their sons, as their children. So that's why his most able slave, that was the Kutubuddin Aibak, after the death of Ghori, he descended the throne, right? The history of the slave dynasty begins with the rule of Kutubuddin Aibak, right? And he was succeeded by two more able rulers, after which the slave dynasty vanished, right? तो बेसिकली मोहम्मद गोरी के जो सबसे योग्य स्लेव थे कुतुबुद्दीन ऐबक, उन्होंने 1206 के अंदर इस डायनेस्टी को फॉर्म किया था और ये पहली इंडिया की मुस्लिम डायनेस्टी थी। Let's start with the first ruler, that is Kutubuddin Aibak, 1206 to 1210, a short span of only 4 years, right? So Kutubuddin Aibak laid the foundation of the new dynasty, that is named as slave dynasty, right? In 1206 AD. Okay, he established himself as Sultan of Delhi, right? And he strengthened his position. He established himself as Sultan of Delhi at Lahore. Basically, he was at Lahore, and from there he stated that he is now Sultan of Delhi, right? He strengthened his position through matrimonial alliances with the rivals, right? He gave his daughter to Iltutmish, who was the slave of Kutubuddin Aibak, right? So here one important thing is that he extended the trend. What he has done, he married his daughter, or we can say that he gave his daughter to his slave, right? He married his daughter with a slave, and the name of the slave was Iltutmish. The name of the slave was Iltutmish, who became the Sultan after Kutubuddin Aibak, right? The first ruler from 1206 to 1210 AD, right? He made capital as two places. The first capital was at Lahore, and the second capital place was at Delhi, right? It was during this period the construction of Qutub Minar was started. So here it's a very important question here. When construction of Qutub Minar was started, the construction of Qutub Minar was started, right? In the period of Kutubuddin Aibak. Okay, he was a very able ruler and very kind and generous to the people, right? Because of his kindness, he is also named as a title of Lakh Baksh. Lakh Baksh, right? So that is also the name of Kutubuddin Aibak. It's a very important question here. Who has the title of the Lakh Baksh, right? So that is to the Kutubuddin Aibak, and why this title has been given to him? Because of his kind and generous nature. This title has been given to Kutubuddin Aibak because of his kind and generous nature, right? So that's why that is the title of Lakh Baksh, which ultimately means giver of thousands. जो हजारों को देने वाला है, that is giver of thousands, right? After the death of Kutubuddin Aibak in 1210, he died in 1210. He was succeeded by Aram Shah. He was succeeded by his son Aram Shah, right? But Aram Shah was not so much competent, right? And in just a 1 year, in just a period of 1 year, he was defeated by Iltutmish, and after that Iltutmish became the king of Delhi, right? तो व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट कुतुबुद्दीन ऐबक, तो 1206 से लेकर 1210 तक राज किया। पहले किंग थे स्लेव डायनेस्टी के। दो जगह पर कैपिटल बनाई थी, लाहौर में और दिल्ली में। अपने अलायंस को स्ट्रॉन्ग करने के लिए काफी मैरिजेस की और अपनी डॉटर को अपने स्लेव इल्तुतमिश के साथ मैरिज किया गया उसका, राइट। कुतुब मीनार, जो दिल्ली की एक बड़ी फेमस इमारत है, कुतुब मीनार का कंस्ट्रक्शन भी कुतुबुद्दीन ऐबक के टाइम पे स्टार्ट किया गया, राइट। वेरी काइंड और जनरस नेचर के किंग थे और इसी कारण उन्हें लाख बख्श का टाइटल दिया गया, जिसका मतलब होता है गिवर ऑफ थाउजेंड्स, मतलब हजारों को देने वाला, राइट। इनकी डेथ 1210 में हुई और इनकी डेथ के बाद में he was succeeded by his son Aram Shah. तो Aram Shah was the son of Qutbuddin Aibak, right? And he became the king, but he was not capable, and because of the incompetence, अयोग्य होने के कारण. The next we have the facts of Qutbuddin Aibak, right? The facts about that famous king Qutbuddin Aibak, the first Sultan of Delhi, right? As you know that he was Sultan of Muhammad, he was the slave of Muhammad Ghori and deputy of Muhammad Ghori, right? And he was the founder of the Sultanate of Delhi and the first Muslim ruler. Number of times this question have been asked. Who is the first Muslim ruler? That is Qutbuddin Aibak, right? That Aibak belongs to an Aibak tribe of the Turk. Basically, he belongs to an Aibak tribe of the Turk, which means Lord of the Moon. That is the meaning of this term Aibak, Lord of the Moon, right? He was the founder of slave or Mamluk dynasty. It's one more name, alternative name, that is said to be Mamluk dynasty, right? He died while playing Chogan. That Chogan is basically horse polo. That sport of Chogan is basically horse polo, right? While playing Chogan, he died, right? And he ruled Delhi for a very short span of time, right? Only for 4 years. In 1210, Qutbuddin Aibak died, right? While playing Chogan. He laid the foundation of Qutub Minar, that you know that Qutub Minar, and on what name that Qutub Minar was, that foundation was made. There was a Sufi saint, that is Khwaja Qutbuddin Bakhtiyar Kaki at Delhi, right? So basically, the name of the Sufi saint, that name is Khwaja Qutbuddin Bakhtiyar Kaki, right? So on that name, he laid foundation of the Qutub Minar, right? He was a very able king and a very kind and generous to the people, so that he was given as a title of Lakh Baksh, right? That means giver of thousands. Okay. He built 2 mosques. First one is Quwan-e-ul-Islam, right, at Delhi, as well as Dhai Din Ka Jhopda at Ajmer. So that's a very important question here. Dhai Din Ka Jhopda, who made that particular mosque? That mosque was made by Qutbuddin Aibak at Ajmer, right? So primarily when we talk about the Qutbuddin Aibak, his name is associated with Qutub Minar. He laid the foundation of that, right? As well as Quwan-ul-Islam mosque at Delhi, as well as Dhai Din Ka Jhopda at Ajmer, right? तो कुतुबुद्दीन ऐबक जो मोहम्मद गोरी का स्लेव था, राइट, इंडिया का पहला मुस्लिम सल्तनत किंग बना। वो ऐबक डायनेस्टी से बिलोंग करता था, जिसका मतलब होता है लॉर्ड ऑफ मून, राइट। एंड स्लेव डायनेस्टी को ममलक के नाम से भी जानते हैं। कुतुबुद्दीन ऐबक 1210 में ही एक्सपायर्ड वाइल प्लेइंग हॉर्स पोलो चोगान, राइट। कुतुबुद्दीन ऐबक ने कुतुब मीनार की फाउंडेशन को रखा और जो एक सूफी संत ख्वाजा कुतुबुद्दीन बख्तियार काकी के नाम पे था, राइट। अपनी अच्छी नेचर के कारण, लोगों के सहयोग के कारण उसे लख बख्श का टाइटल भी दिया गया, राइट। कुतुबुद्दीन ऐबक ने 2 मॉस्क्यूज बनाई। पहली मॉस्क्यू थी कुआं-उल-इस्लाम एट दिल्ली एंड सेकंड वन ढाई दिन का झोपड़ा एट अजमेर। Next we have, after the death of Qutub Minar, earlier I told you that Aram Shah, right, and the next important king was Iltutmish, right. Iltutmish ruled from 1210 to 1236 for a period of 26 years, a very long period, right. He belonged to the slave dynasty and he succeeded the throne of Qutbuddin Aibak, right. After the death of Qutbuddin Aibak, Aram Shah as the new sultan, right, but he turned out to be inefficient ruler as he was easily defeated by Iltutmish, right. Iltutmish was a very shrewd and clever ruler, right, who after ascending to the throne was engaged in series of battles and extended his empire, right. What Iltutmish has done was the first dynasty, that is slave dynasty, that dynasty has been expanded by Iltutmish by engaging in number of battles, right. During his period, Iltutmish averted the attack of famous Mongol Chengiz Khan, At that time, Genghis Khan also planned to attack India, but Iltutmish averted the attack in 1221. Right, it's a major achievement of Iltutmish. He was a patron of art and letters. Right, the construction of Qutub Minar was completed in his time period. Right, that Qutub Minar laid foundation by Qutbuddin Aibak, and he completed that Qutub Minar in Delhi during his time period. Okay, apart from the Qutub Minar, Qutbuddin Aibak also built a magnificent mosque, that is basically Quwatul Islam. The name of the mosque is Quwatul Islam, right? He nominated his daughter Razia Sultan as his heiress, right? That's the major point here, Razia Sultan, because at that time in Muslims, the position of the woman was so strong that a king has nominated his daughter Razia Sultan as his heiress, right? So after that, Razia Sultan 1236 to 1239, for a short span of 3 years, because as you know that men will never accept the dominator of the woman in earlier time. So that's why they made so much obstacles for her, and she died early. In a short span of 3 years, she was dethroned, right? Razia came to throne by overthrowing his brother Rukuddin. Right, the name of the Razian brother was Rukuddin, means he was the son of Iltutmish. Right, he came to the throne. She became the king after overthrowing her brother. Right, after elevating many Tajis to high position, Razia appointed Jalaluddin Yaqut as Ethiopian slave to his main superintendent of the royal horses. Basically, Jalaluddin Yaqut, he was the main person in the administration of the Razia. Moreover, Sultan began to appear unveiled into the public, right? Though the people of Delhi supported her, hostility mounted among Iqtidars. Basically, what happened, Razia Sultan began to appear unveiled in public, and you know that at that time, Muslims don't accept their women or their ladies to be unveiled in the public, right? So that's created a lot of problem in the Muhammadans there, right? Then she married to Altunia. And their combined efforts captured Delhi, failed, right? So what happened that she married to Altunia. Okay, in 1939 to 1940, she crushed some of the rebellious Iqtidar, right? And Altunia killed Yaqut and killed Razia, took Razia as prisoner, right? In the meanwhile, Iltutmish's third son Bahram was put on the throne by the powerful Turkish, right? And Razia married Altunia, and their combined effort captured failed Delhi. They were killed during an attack on their convoy. Basically, what happened that she married Altunia, right? And both together planned to capture Delhi again, but they were killed on their envoy, attack on their envoy, and there she killed, right? After the Razia, the next successor was Bahram Shah, right? He was a weak and incompetent ruler, okay? And in 1246, Nasiruddin Muhammad, the grandson of Iltutmish, ascended the throne, right? In 1246, Nasiruddin, the grandson of Iltutmish, ascended the throne, right? He owed his throne to the Turkish aristocracy and later was bound on the influence, right? Basically, all things were in the power of his prime minister Balban, right? And in 1266, Nasiruddin Muhammad died, right? In 1266, Nasiruddin Muhammad died. Okay, so what here happened? His prime minister was Balban. So Balban, what Balban has done? Balban married her daughter to Nasiruddin Muhammad, right? Balban married her daughter to Sultan, right? And in 1266, Nasiruddin Muhammad died, right? तो इल्तुतमिश की डेथ के बाद में इल्तुतमिश ने अपने हेरेस को क्या रखा था? रजिया को अपॉइंट किया था. रजिया ने अपने ब्रदर रुकुद्दीन को हटाकर शी बिकेम द हेरेस, राइट? जो सुल्तान थी वो बिना पर्दे के लोगों में घूमती थी, लोगों में काफी जोश था उसके लिए, बट उसकी पार्लियामेंट में या हम कहें उनके दरबार में काफी लोग ऐसे थे जो इसके अगेंस्ट थे. तो रजिया ने एक अल्तुनिया नाम के पर्सन से मैरिज की, राइट? और दोनों ने ट्राई किया कि दिल्ली को फिर से कैप्चर किया जाए, बट उनके कन्वे पे अटैक हुआ, दे किल्ड रजिया. रजिया के मरने के बाद बहराम शाह उसका जो भाई था, he became the king but he was incompetent ruler. 1246 के अंदर नसीरुद्दीन मोहम्मद जो इल्तुतमिश के ग्रैंडसन थे, he became the king, right? उसके टाइम में he was king from 1246 to 1266, right? उसके टाइम में उनके जो प्राइम मिनिस्टर थे बलबन, he has all the powers in their hand. बलबन ने अपनी बेटी का विवाह नसीरुद्दीन मोहम्मद से किया और 1266 में नसीरुद्दीन मोहम्मद डाइड, राइट? After that we have Ghiyasuddin Balban 1266 to 1285. That is the Ghiyasuddin Balban, right? Basically Ghiyasuddin Balban can be taken as the last. That would be taken as the last king of slave dynasty, right? After that the kings are there, but they are for a very short span of time, right? So he was the last, as well as we can say he was the greatest king. He was the greatest king of slave dynasty, Ghiyasuddin Balban, right? He belonged to Ilbari tribe of well-to-do Turk family. He was the slave of Ultutmish. Basically, Ghiyasuddin Balban was Ilbari tribe. He belonged to Ilbari tribe, right? And he belongs to a Turk family, right? So he was the slave of Iltutmish. Basically, because when we talk about the slave dynasty, each ruler, either they are a part of hereditary, right, or they are the slave, right? So here Ghiyasuddin Balban was the slave of Iltutmish. Ghiyasuddin Balban is known for his extravagance. अपने फजूल खर्चे के कारण Ghiyasuddin Balban को काफी जाना जाता है, right? Let us start with a few things. He was the first sultan to put forward his views about kingship, according to which king was the shadow of God, right? तो ये पहले सुल्तान थे जिन्होंने ये कहा कि किंग भगवान की शैडो होती है. किंग was the shadow of the God, right? And he himself given a title that Nawabat-e-Khudai. That is the title to Ghiyasuddin Balban, right? And he inscribed Jilla on the coins. So that is the first point about Ghiyasuddin Balban. He was the first king who put forward his views about the kingship. He stated that king is basically a shadow of the god, right? And as well as what he has done, he has given him title of Nawabat-e-Khudai, right? And he inscribed Jilla on the coins. He created a separate military department, that is Diwan-e-Ariz, and appointed Kotwal. Right? What he has done, his military department is basically named as Diwan-e. His military department basically named as Diwan-e-Ariz, right? And he appointed Kotwal. Okay. He regulated court ceremonially after Persian mode, right? And instructed Sijda. Persian mode, right? And is introduced Sijda. What do you mean by that? It is prostration by kissing the monarch feet, right? Sijda का मतलब होता है कि जो आपके किंग है उसके पैरों को चूमना, right? And a celebration of Persian Nowruz New Year Day. So all these are introduced by Ghiyasuddin Balban. जो पर्शियन मोड पर जैसे पर्शिया के अंदर किंग के पैरों को चूमा जाता है, राइट? और वहां पर न्यू डे ईयर का सेलिब्रेशन होता है. दैट वाज इंट्रोड्यूस्ड बाय Ghiyasuddin Balban. ही डिस्ट्रॉयड द ग्रुप ऑफ 40 और दैट इज सेड टू बी छलगनी. ग्रुप ऑफ 40 को ही डिस्ट्रॉयड, राइट? ही अडॉप्टेड द ब्लड एंड आयरन पॉलिसी इन द गवर्नेंस, ओके? एंड ही क्लेम्ड हिमसेल्फ द डिसेंडेंट ऑफ पर्शियन रूलर अफसियाब. Basically, Ghiyasuddin Balban. When we talk about the Ghiyasuddin Balban slave dynasty का सबसे important king था, right? उसने पहली बार अपने आप को ये बताया कि जो राजा होता है वो भगवान की परछाई होती है, right? एक सेपरेट मिलिट्री डिपार्टमेंट को इंट्रोड्यूस किया जिसका नाम था दीवान-ए-अरीज. कई जो पर्शियन, ही वाज वेरी इन्फ्लुएंस्ड बाय द पर्शियन, राइट? एंड पर्शियन की कई सारी चीजों को उसने इंट्रोड्यूस किया, जैसे सजदा, नवरोज, राइट? और उसने जो ग्रुप ऑफ 40 था उसको एंड किया. गवर्नेंस में ब्लड एंड आयरन की पॉलिसी को इंट्रोड्यूस किया, एज वेल एज उसने क्लेम किया कि ही इज डिसेंडेंट ऑफ पर्शियन रूलर अफसियाब, राइट? तो दैट इज अबाउट Ghiyasuddin Balban. ओके, आफ्टर द डिक्लाइन ऑफ द स्लेव डायनेस्टी, दैट इज एंड टू द स्लेव डायनेस्टी आफ्टर द Ghiyasuddin Balban, the Sultanate became even more fragile and unstable due to numerous and internal aggressions, right? So what happened? Khilji dynasty started by crowning Jalaluddin Khilji. He was the first king of Khilji dynasty, Jalaluddin Khilji, around in the year of 1200 1980. Right. So earlier we have studied about the slave dynasty. Number of kings are there. Right. When Ghiyasuddin Balban died, after the death of the Ghiyasuddin Balban, in a period of 5 years, number of small kings are there. Right. But Jalaluddin Khilji, what he has done, he overthrown all the internal aggressions, right, and he crowning himself as the king, right, in around 1290. So now we can say that Jalaluddin Khilji was the founder of the slave dynasty, right. He was the first Indian ruler of the Khilji dynasty, that is Jalaluddin Firoz Khilji. He ruled for a period of 1290 to 1294, for a period of 4 years. Okay. What he has done, he invaded India and built his capital in Delhi. Okay, he made the capital Delhi, right? Though he never ruled from there. Okay, he constructed another capital as Kilokri and ruled from there for around 6 years, right? So what we can say that Jalaluddin Firoz Khilji, although he was the king of India, after he was the first king of slave, he was the first king of Khilji dynasty, right? He made his capital in Delhi, right, invaded India, right, but he constructed another capital, that is Kilokri, right, and he ruled from there. During this time, Mongols attacked the country. Jalaluddin Khilji put a brave front and smart negotiations made on Mongol part. Basically, at that time, Mongol, Genghis Khan and all the leaders of Mongol, they started to attack on India, right, and all these leaders, either they are of the slave dynasty or Khilji dynasty, they had made negotiations with them and avert their attack on India, right. They came back 5 years later, attacked once again. What happened? His nephew, the nephew of the Jalaluddin Khilji, murdered him, right, when he was going to visit a place him in Kara. What happened that Jalaluddin Khilji was murdered by his own nephew. अपने भतीजे ने इसका मर्डर करवा दिया, right, जब वो कारा को विजिट करने के लिए जा रहा था, right. And that was Alauddin Khilji. The second ruler of Khilji dynasty was Alauddin Khilji. He ruled a period of 1296 to 1316, right? A period of 20 years, right? He was the second ruler of Khilji dynasty, right? He is the nephew and son-in-law of first Khilji dynasty ruler, that is Jalaluddin Khilji. Okay, so he was the second ruler of Khilji dynasty. He ruled in India from 1296 to 1316. He was the nephew and the son-in-law of Jalaluddin Khilji, right? He killed Jalaluddin Khilji and announced himself as the ruler of Delhi, right? We know that the whole Delhi Sultanate was just overshadowed by the blood war, okay? That Alauddin Khilji expanded his territory into the peninsular India within a short period of time. He died in January 1316 due to the acute health condition, right? तो अलाउद्दीन खिलजी जो थे वो जलालुद्दीन खिलजी के नेफ्यू थे और उनके दामाद भी थे. अलाउद्दीन खिलजी ने जलालुद्दीन खिलजी को मारा, उसके बाद अपने आप को किंग डिक्लेयर कर दिया. किंग डिक्लेयर करने के बाद में थोड़े टाइम पीरियड के अंदर उन्होंने इंडियन पेनिनसुला पे काफी अटैक करके अपनी टेरिटरी को एक्सपेंड किया और जनवरी 1316 में एक्यूट हेल्थ कंडीशन के कारण ही डाइड. नाउ व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट दिस अलाउद्दीन खिलजी, he also, now when we talk about Alauddin Khilji, let's have the few things about Alauddin Khilji, right? At the time of the Alauddin Khilji, the whole kingdom was at its own pinnacle, right? In 1297 he set off his conquering Gujarat. He sent an expedition under Ulugh Khan and Nusrat Khan to Gujarat also. Means what Alauddin has done, he tried to conquer the whole of the North India up to the Gujarat, right? Alauddin went to Ranthambore and annexed in 1301. He also gave his expedition to Mewar, right? Chittor. Means what we talk about, Alauddin Khilji, by the end of 1305, the whole of North India fell into the hands of Alauddin Khilji. So what Alauddin Khilji has done, in a short span of time, he expanded his territory to over whole north of India, right? After that, he tried his expansion for South India also from 1307 to 1312, right? So at that time there are number of kingdoms there, Kakatiya kingdom, right? So what Alauddin has done, Alauddin has tried to expand his territory at number of places from 1296 to 1312, right? He died in January 1316. Few facts about Alauddin Khilji. He believed that Sultan is God representative, right, on earth, and declared himself second Alexander. Now what Alauddin has done, he declared himself to be second Alexander and issued coins in the name of Sikandar-e-Shahi. So these are the few questions that are generally asked in the exams. Who issued the coins in name of Sikandar-e-Shahi? That is Alauddin Khilji, right? He also introduced the military reforms. During his period, army was directly recruited by army minister. They are paid in cash salary and from royal treasury, right? Means at that time, and he also introduced 4 role known as chehra of individual soldier and branding of horse. Means a few systems have been introduced by the Alauddin Khilji. First system is introduction of the chehra, means to give a description to every sipai, to give description to every soldier. First thing is that, and second, dag system. Second one was dag system. So what do you mean by this dag system? The dag system is basically branding of horses. That basically means that branding of horses, that is basically said to be dag system. So both these points have been introduced by Alauddin Khilji as a part of the military reforms, right? He also founded a new cloth market in Delhi in the name of Sarai Adil, right? And he created a new department, revenue department, that is Diwani Mustkaraja, to realize the arrears. Okay. As a agrarian reforms, he brought the farmers in direct relation with the state and curbed check the middlemen, right? He also introduced Inam, Waqf and Milk, all the other taxes, right? Introduced house taxes and pasture taxes, Gari and Charai. तो अलाउद्दीन खिलजी के टाइम में काफी रिफॉर्म स्टार्ट हुए. अलाउद्दीन खिलजी ने अपने आप को सुल्तान घोषित किया और ये कहा सुल्तान धरती पर भगवान का रिप्रेजेंटेटिव है, और अपने आप को सेकंड अलेक्जेंडर शो किया और अपने नाम को सिकंदर-ए-शाही को कॉइन्स पे इशू करे, राइट. अलाउद्दीन खिलजी ने इंडिया में कुछ मिलिट्री रिफॉर्म भी करे, जिसमें चेहरा, हर पर्टिकुलर सोल्जर को एक डिस्क्रिप्शन प्रोवाइड की गई, पता चला जाए कि ये सोल्जर कौन है, चेहरा हुलिया जिसको हम कहते हैं. एंड हॉर्सेस की ब्रांडिंग के लिए दाग सिस्टम को इंट्रोड्यूस किया. दिल्ली में एक नई क्लोथ मार्केट इंट्रोड्यूस की जिसका नाम था सराय एडिल. न्यू रेवेन्यू डिपार्टमेंट बनाया, लैंड टैक्सेस को वापस किया, हाउस टैक्स, पेस्चर टैक्स, गरीब चराई, ऑल दीज आर द रिफॉर्म्स ऑफ अलाउद्दीन खिलजी, राइट. आफ्टर द डेथ ऑफ अलाउद्दीन खिलजी, the next ruler was, or he was be taken as the third and the last ruler of Khilji dynasty, that is Qutubuddin Mubarak Shah Khilji. Qutubuddin Mubarak Shah Khilji, he was the third and the last ruler of Khilji dynasty, right. He was the weakest ruler of all, right. And all taxes and penalties are abolished. What happened? In his time, all taxes and penalties are abolished. He released all the prisoners of war who were captured after waging some gruesome battles. So what Qutubuddin Mubarak Shah Khilji has done, he released all the war prisoners, right, that have been taken by Alauddin Khilji. He was ultimately murdered by Khusroon Khan and ended the Khilji dynasty, right. So what we can say that in Khilji dynasty, primarily we have 3 kings. The first one is Jalaluddin Khilji, who formed that dynasty. Second is Alauddin Khilji, who killed Jalaluddin Khilji, right, and became the king. When we talk about the Alauddin Khilji period, so that would be taken as the best period of the Khilji dynasty, because in that period the whole Khilji dynasty has been expanded from North India to South India also, as well as number of reforms have been introduced by Alauddin Khilji, right. After the death of Alauddin Khilji, the last ruler of Khilji dynasty was Qutubuddin Mubarak Shah Khilji, the weakest ruler of all them, right, and he was murdered by Khusroon Khan, right, and this ended to the Khilji dynasty from India. So that is end to our second session of Delhi Sultanate, in which we have studied two dynasties. First one is Slave Dynasty and second one is Khilji Dynasty. I hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you very much. You may send your feedback to me at my email ID legalbuddy@gmail.com or correct me on my Facebook @Dinesh Miglani. My WhatsApp number 09215514435. I expect from you to share my videos on your Facebook wall as well as with your friends so that they will also be benefited by this. Thank you very much.